they really liked it last time. It did well, so why not go it again? Braum going to be picked up here. Remember, guys, this is game 3. So, winner taking all here and moving forward into the winner's bracket. Even the loser of this game will just be moving into the loser's bracket, so they'll still have a chance to win it all, but obviously winning your first match here going to be big, because then the winner of this will be playing the second seed team going in to the semifinals of the upper bracket. So should be exciting stuff. Braum and Vi are going to be the picks for R1 and 2 here. Vi, we saw him do a really good job on the Vi last time, Vertigo. Just constantly performing on that Vi, even if he made a couple mistakes here and there, was pretty much unkillable and starting off every fight really well. So like to see him back on that. Kaisa going to be picked up here. They say, we're done with the Jinx. We want the Kaisa Nautilus, get to that backline combo. I love it. I think Kaisa is a really strong champion. Rageblade feels really good on her right now too. So we'll see what they decide to go. And then Silas again here, most likely going to be going back onto solo 0 in that mid lane. Played really well with it last game. So, we'll see if he can do the same stuff, keep providing that same amount of bot lane pressure as well as solo killing mid lane. And then Xayah on the other side here on that R3. Shifu has been playing really well. I mean, played the Felios, even when behind, was piloting it pretty well. There are a lot of fights there where if he was just a little bit stronger, a little bit further ahead, had maybe a little more front line, that the mechanics he was displaying on that Aphelios were really, really good. And so we'll see that hopefully similarly on the Xayah, a little safer, can kind of kite the Nautilus a little better than something like the Aphelios can, and obviously can combo nicely with the Braum. If Braum hits a Q, it's basically a guaranteed Xayah, Q, auto, get the stun for the Braum, and then pull the feathers back for the root, and basically just one shot. So I actually really like the Xayah Braum combo. And Vi is also great for locking Kaisa down, other than the fact that Kaisa, after getting ulted by Vi, as long as they time it right, Nautilus could just, ult somebody else in the back line, and then Kaisa just ults to, like the Xayah right after she gets ulted by Vi. So Kaisa's a really nice pick to kind of like get away from the Vi, as long as Vi's not too fed and it's just instantly one-shotting. Cassiopeia going to be picked up to go against the Silas this time, after that Ari and the Talia were banned. Malphite was available, but they didn't ban it this time. Maybe they figured they weren't going to go for it. Wukong is going to be the jungler. Wukong, a great pick against the Vi, can easily block the Vi Q with the Wukong clone, and also knock Vi out of her Q with the ultimate. So a lot of good outplay potential here for the Wukong. Cassiopeia is going to be strong against that Silas. Has a pretty easy time, but then they're going to get J-Chan back on the Tristana. Performed incredibly well last game, like absolutely tore it up in the top lane. And then Ornn is going to be the pick here, a little safer perhaps than the Urgot. It's going to be harder for Tristana to just burn down the Ornn. This might be a game where the Tristana wants to opt into the PTA. Ornn a little too tanky, I'd imagine. So we'll just see. We'll see what they decide to do. But let's talk about this bot lane matchup. Right, we got Nautilus, Kaisa, we got Xayah, Braum. Thing about those two champions, or those two champions in each matchup specifically, right? We talked about how easy it is for Braum, Xayah to combo their stuff, but Nautilus, Kaisa have a lot of burst, and so if they're able to find a hook onto that Xayah, it can be pretty scary. But for the most part in this early game, you have to be really worrisome as Nautilus of just hooking in, because Braum just instantly stuns you up, and then you just get immediately turned on. This might actually be a good Aftershock Nautilus game. I know we're seeing a lot of glacial augments from a lot of typically Aftershock supports. Like olden days, you would always go Aftershock on the Thresh and the Nautilus and the Blitzcrank, and now we're seeing a lot of glacial augment, which is a great rune for those champions. But I think there are certain matchups where I think people are kind of just blindly doing the glacial augment, even though it's just better to go Aftershock. And I think this would actually be a game where Aftershock is really good, because as Nautilus, you hook in, get that Aftershock proc, and Braum and Xayah are instantly going to try to turn and combo on you, and you're just delaying all that possible, damage pretty much. Not even delaying, you're just, not taking as much because Aftershock proc. So I'd like to see him try that Aftershock tech. Braum most likely going to be going Guardian per usual in these types of matchups. Vi probably going to be seeing the Conqueror again, but this could be a real game for Hail of Blades, because the one thing you need to do against these champions as Vi is instantly one shot, and Hail of Blades is a lot better for the early burst onto something like Kai'Sa, who could end up ulting away, onto something like Sylas, who if you don't kill him quick enough will just heal it back up with his Kingslayer, Wukong, who will be able to sustain it with his Q and Sunderer, or just get away with ulti and his clone, and then obviously Tristana can ult you away, jump away, all the good stuff. So I actually think Tristana can, if timed correctly, can get ulted by Vi, but then rocket jump away right as the Vi ult is like going up to like smash you down. So Vi stays in the same spot, but Tristana leaps far away, and basically just gets out of it. So you gotta be pretty careful if you're Vi here. Not honestly the best ulti targets. We might see Vi just opting in to either going to ult a Sylas or a Kai'Sa just to try to one-shot them, or maybe just going a tankier bruiser like build rather than just like kind of like a crazy one-shot with the Hail of Blades, and trying to just frontline and just ult the Nautilus so that the Nautilus can't get onto Cassio or Xayah, right? People don't think about that all the time, but it's really, really beneficial to, like, you don't always have to one-shot the enemy backline. You can just one-shot the enemy front line so that the enemy backline don't have any front line to protect them anymore. So something to think about. We see it a lot in pro play, especially when it's like Skarner Sejuani meta. A lot of times you'll see the Skarner just at the they'll be Baron dancing, and then all of a sudden Skarner just flash ults the Sejuani into his team, and Sejuani, if she hasn't procced Aftershock, right, most tanks in general just like aren't really that tanky if they can't use their spells, and so just flash ult this Sejuani into the middle of the team, instantly kill her, and now you have an instant 4v5, and they don't have their engage, they don't have their CC, they don't have their front line. So very OP to just instantly make things a 4v5, and Vi can easily do that with frontliners like the Nautilus, with as much damage as Cassio and Xayah can easily put forward in just like very burst heavy beginning of the fight. And it's really easy for Cassio to also just prevent the rest of the enemy from counter engaging with the ulti and with the miasma on the ground. So I really like Red Team's comp here. I think they've drafted themselves a nice composition, has very clear fighting lines. But then again, I also like Blue Team's comp because it kind of messes with all conventional types of fighting, right? Like Vi ults in onto the backline, like onto the Kai'Sa, but then Nautilus just ults like Cassio or Xayah, and then Kai'Sa just ults onto one of them. So like Vi's in the backline, but now no one's in the backline. And then Wukong and Sylas are just frontlining. So like, the blue team can easily change fighting lines a lot easier than red side can. And I think we're just going to be seeing a lot of split push Tristana against this Ornn like we saw last game. Jay Chan doing an amazing job against the Urgot. Ornn should be a little harder, a little tankier, has better wave core than the Urgot, but that being said, it's still gonna be Tristana versus a tank, ADC marksman versus tank in the top lane. I wonder if we see the Bork rush. I wouldn't be surprised to actually see Rageblade Bork on the Tristana. That'd be very interesting, just because of the nature of Ornn and what he's going to be building, being able to deal on hit, but also like magic damage and attack damage. I think would really benefit them against the Ornn. So we'll see if they decide to go into that. We got a minute until spectator delay. The one thing about solo casting is that you guys just have to listen to me talk all by myself the whole time. So apologize for that, but also you're getting some pretty good insight. So maybe I don't apologize. But I am actually gonna run to the bathroom real quick. We will be live in just a minute here with the game. And yeah, don't go anywhere. Be right back. I can't believe my mic was muted that whole time. Thank you so much, Dude Bay. I swear to God, I pressed the unmute. I swear I did. What I was saying during that whole thing, actually, we got a bit of a jump in by J-Chan. Spooky, gonna take a lot of damage here. That explosive charge doing big work. Thank you again, Dude Bay, for updating me on that mic check. And yeah, don't feel sorry. You saved the game. It would have been awkward. But yeah, so what I was saying was, while I'm solo casting this, because Bach had to step out, I don't have anybody to bounce ideas off of. So you guys have any questions in chat, feel free to ask away. And while I'm not doing some play-by-play, I'll feel free to answer those for you. They can be, about anything. I am, a coach as well as a play-by-play caster, so I got some good insight. He does go, oh my god. They're going to burn the flash mid, ignite for flash. He does opt into the glacial augment. I really like going with the... oh, wait a minute. Does Vi go for the Q flash here? Oh my god, Solo Zero goes under the turret with the flash and finds the solo kill in the 1v2. My god! Just like that, Vertigo thought he was going to get the jump on him, but little did they know Solo Zero was not having it. It is level 3 to level 2, but somehow they're winning this one. Phoenix can't find the flash auto, and Shifu is finding a lot of damage, has flash, has heal available. Went with the heal over the either exhaust, cleanse, or ghost that we typically see out of these ADCs nowadays, which is pretty interesting because I don't really think you need heal in these type of lanes, but opts into it anyway. And I was also saying top lane, I would have liked to see PTA, or possibly even, oh, wait a minute though, Dredge line's gonna land, damage coming in from Phoenix. Can he then find a way to live through all this? Shifu gonna get the pullback from the feathers, there's not enough. Solo Zero picking up yet another kill. This guy loves to roam. And you'd think by now that they would understand it's gonna come, but they just keep falling victim to it. J-Chan able to flat or rocket jump away. I was thinking PTA on the Tristana would be nice, especially against something a little more tankier like Spooky 16-9 on the Ornn, but it depends. We might. I kind of want to see the Rageblade Bork. I think that'd be a really cool build to go in this game. They have a pretty tanky team with Vi, Braum, and Ornn, so it would be pretty nice to just kind of mix the damage as much as possible. But yeah. 2 early kills here for the Silas. The electrocute paying off. Every time I say something, I feel like they instantly just like pop off with whatever they're doing, and I just feel like it just renders me invalid sometimes. J-Ched close to level 6, halfway there. Gonna get knocked up. Spooky doing a lot of damage. Really great trade coming out from him. This is what Ornn can do sometimes. I like the Unsealed Spellbook, but it sucks because like situations like that where if you had Grasp, or even, oh my god, wait, J-Chan might just die. One auto will do it. Spooky finding the solo kill. J-Chan did not flash away. Spooky gonna flash away now. Solo Zero is not gonna be able to find him. It's a 1v2 and he gets the solo kill, and he's even gonna use the ult to try to clear the wave here. No, he actually knocks him up under turret and takes damage. Danger Doom, the knockup from Spooky. Oh my god, the Ornn outplay of the century. In a 1v3 gets a double kill. My god, Heathen gonna get stunned up and possibly rooted up by the feathers here. Yes, he will. Vertigo doing a lot of damage as well. The ignite ticking down, and Xayah picking up one. Shifu gets that for themselves, but oh my god, I wish we had replay here because that Ornn just popped off. My god, opts into the the chain vest with armor and with cloth armor and no magic mantle, which is kind of weird. So I think Bomby Cinder is just pretty standard as like a rush on Ornn. Like it's just kind of free, and like, you're against something like Tristana who's a lot of the wave clears, so like feels pretty good to counter that wave clear with some wave clear of yourself with Bombies. But hey, he's the Ornn god, right? We'll see. But he is down 30 CS, and it's about to be more. Dragon did also go over to Vertigo, playing this Vi, going to be working towards that Triforce yet again. Spooky unfortunately missed timing and hitting the pillar there. But yeah, somebody sign him, dude. This spooky 69 guy is too clean. Yeah, Solo's going to be going with, I'm assuming, the Everfrost build. Not going to be seeing any of that first strike and, you know what I mean, that one thing. Oh, big stun into, or big knockup into the Bellows Breath. Roa. Not going to be going the Rod of the Ages on the Silas this game, I'd assume. I really like that build in certain matchups, especially this Cassiopeia matchup. It just makes you so tanky. You get so many rotation of your spells. And she also went Conquer, so she's plenty. She likes these long fights. So I don't know. Maybe the burst build is going to be better though. It's kind of a little hit or miss. I think you have to just kind of like you have to say, all right, I'm strong enough so I can just one shot her full AP, or like, you know, I'm just gonna play it safe, go with the tankier sustain build, and just be happy, you know, not losing the lane. But Solo Zero ain't the type of player to play to not lose. Oh, a lot of damage coming from early, but he's gonna get a little goes in with the ghost, but is instantly gonna have to flash out. There's gonna be the Vi, cease and desist, and Vertigo picks that one up. Dagger Doom taken low. They brought 4 into the mid lane for that fight, and it was just a really good counter coming in from that team. I feel like they had that inkling that Wukong was looking for something, and so a really, really good counter there from Big Diff Energy. 5 kills to 2, only a 300 gold lead. Again, the CS discrepancy in the top side is actually just massive. And Ornn is actually rushing the Jack Show the Protein, which does seem weird to me. Again, I think Bomby Cinder is just like notably, I think Sunfire just rush in general is notably like typical best option against AD top laners, especially ones that can shove really hard like Tristana. But he's just playing it turbo safe and getting as tanky as possible. And it's going to be a Stormrazor coming in for the Tristana again. But again, I really wanted to see Rageblade. But maybe we'll see Stormrazor into Rageblade. Stormrazor Rush is just way too good on like every single marksman. So why burst build if 4 out of enemy team builds HP items? Well, that's a very good point, and that's why I think I prefer the Roa build, because of that fact. And oh my god, Shifu is just going to ult, but he's going to get out of it. But Death Charge comes in, but Vertigo's here with Q and with Flash. Doesn't quite use it just yet. Going to use the E, try to get some damage off. Think there's going to be able to walk out of this one. But yeah, the burst build might only, you know, it could be, in terms of the matchup, it's helpful, but I think, like you said, the rest of the team, they're going to be building HP, and you're not going to be able to burst them down that quick. And the flash in from Solo Zero. He's going to be able to find Xayah. No ulti on there, and they're going to instantly take her down. Phoenix is going to pick that one up. Vertigo trying to kite this one out. A lot of damage coming out. Can they find enough? Solo Zero going to Ian, but he doesn't want to take the abduct because that would mean a certain death for him. But wow. Heathen doing a great job here on this Nautilus, and you know, just when that's actually got to be really hard for Xayah, because Xayah's like, oh, okay, like I can ult the Nautilus ult, and then all of a sudden you're getting Vi ulted by Silas. So yeah, that's got to feel pretty bad for Shifu. I guess you can try and just one-shot Xayah, but it should be impossible because she just presses R. Well, I guess that's the point, right? If you always make sure you use Nautilus R on the Xayah, force her to ult that, and if she doesn't, then she just gets CC chain before she can actually ult. So, as long as Solo Zero can keep getting that Vi ultimate before fights, and they can keep getting the Xayah to burn her ulti on Nautilus ult, then, you know, maybe the burst build really will just be the correct choice here. Definitely a win condition for them if they can consistently find the kill onto Xayah. But right now, pretty even gold, 300 difference, not too much. 5 kills to 3, but I mean, again, the CS discrepancy top lane 50 CS, but also 30 CS with mid lane. Herald did get picked up by the Vi, and Dragon was picked up here for Team Mavericks. Again, guys, this is game 3. So winner is going to move on to the semifinals of the upper bracket, and the loser will go to the losers bracket. So We'll see how that pans out for these teams. Even if they lose, doesn't mean they're out of it, just makes it that much harder. J-Chan, like I said, cooking up Storm, has Storm Razor already completed it in the top side. Zaya picking up the Storm Razor as well, and just so many plates. It's interesting to see. We talked about last game how, a lot of damage coming out on the return from Spooky. We saw last game that she went with Resolve going the bone plating. But as Tristana, I actually, especially Tristana top or mid, I really like to see Demolish just to make it easier to get these turrets down. And Spooky, oh my god, what the heck was that? Oh, but that's what I was talking about, the rocket jump. Gonna be able to get out of cease to desist, and the stolen cease to desist comes in. Solo Zero trying to take him down, and it's a shutdown for J-Chan. And here comes Dagger Doom to prevent anything else. Thriller did ghost up here, but it's not gonna be able to get anything because of that Wukong counter. So, perfectly played there from J-Chan. We talked about how you can rocket jump away from the Vi ulti, and you just saw a prime example of it. And how bad does that feel for the Vi? We're gonna land the dredge line, not quite gonna get the passive root down, the staggering blow, if you will. Bach is unfortunately not here at the moment. He had to step out. Vertigo gonna get stepped on. Solo Zero picking that one up, and getting caught out is Vertigo. We've seen this happen a few times in these games, and it happening again right there. Braum gonna go in with the Glacial Fissure, but can't quite find anything else. The dredge line coming in, and they're instantly gonna burst and turn him down. Shifu has the ultimate available, so does Phoenix. Ghost and Flash also available. Gonna use the ult early, get that shield down, and Shifu is gonna try to bring the feathers in, but it's not gonna be enough. It's a double kill for the bot lane of Mavericks. Spooky trying to do what he can, but J-Chan just putting back the damage. Storm Razor versus Storm Razor is too strong in the hands of the Kaisa, especially with how tanky and strong this Nautilus was. They used a lot there, but for the Braum, and then from the Braum, and then Braum just got instantly turned on. J-Chan back onto this turret, big damage, exploding. Spooky just constantly taking that poke. But yeah, VP ADC, man, I'm sorry, Bach will, I don't know if he's got the chat open, but he had to step out. He won't be back for the rest of the stream, so you might have to wait a bit for him to check those DMs. But if it's something I can help with, feel free to hit me up. Otherwise, yeah, Bach will get to it, I'm sure, whenever he can. Vi completing the Triforce, and Wukong now completing that Divine Sunderer. And guys, if you look at this item, it's just too lit. Like, it's stronger than it was, just not in terms of killing tanks. It's weaker at killing tanks, but stronger at killing everyone else. Triforce is pretty good, though. But I just feel like I just never buy Triforce. Maybe I need to test it out after the changes. See how it feels compared to everything else right now. But I think there's a reason a lot of people aren't building Triforce. But it did receive some buffs. And yeah, first turret just going to be taken down by the Tristana. Didn't even need the Demolish, just constantly being able to proc the explosive charge onto that turret. Dragon spawning here in 37 seconds is going to be the Infernal Drake, making the Infernal Soul for this map. They're trying to get some vision control, but looks like, you know, Team Big Diff actually has pretty good control themselves right now. So good job from Mavericks to try to clear all this out. Looks like Tristan actually roaming down wants to do as much as possible to try to secure this dragon. They're going to go in for a fight mid lane. It's a 2v2, but the TP's coming in as well. Here comes Dagger Doom trying to get on top of Thriller, and will be able to do so. J-Chan going to get knocked up, and a great Cyclone to knock up Vertigo from going in, and they're looking for more. The Zai's got the feathers, the pullback. Shifu going to get taken down, but Phoenix has something to say. He's got the Ghost, has the Flash, has the ultimate, and they're going to go in for more. Vertigo, though, going to get stunned up. The dredge line is there. Can Phoenix find it? Ults to the side, but isn't able to get too much, and they're going to take him down. Vertigo picking that one up. J-Chan and Phoenix, they're in a 2v4, but they have nothing up anymore, and the tanks are too much to handle for them right now. And just like that, it's a 2 for 1. 3 for 1, actually, for Team Big Diff Energy. Thank you for that, Bach. I was gonna have I just tapped out to do that myself, cause shit. Oh, and J-Chen gonna get knocked up. There's the wait a minute, that's gonna be a lot of damage. Vertigo gets turned back. J-Chen. Oh, and the call of the Forge God as well. It's a double kill. J-Chen is not. Oh my god, he gets shut down. I was gonna say he's gonna look for more, but the flash in from Shifu gets that shut down, but Phoenix picks it back up themselves right afterwards. Wow, not what I was expecting to go in there. The Vault Breaker going in onto that Tristana was good, but didn't have any follow-up, so couldn't really kill quick enough before the rest of the squad showed up. This caster sounds cool. I agree, Kit. This This caster does sound pretty cool. And his voice is dying. But there's going to be the cease and desist onto Heath, and just like that, Thriller picks him up a free kill, and yeah, I feel like they thought they could get that turret, but then they forgot that they couldn't get it. 4-0 for the Kai'Sa, though. I mean, we've been seeing TL Phoenix doing a great job so far in all three of these games. Specifically, the last two has been a staple carry for Team Mavericks. So, see if he can continue to do it. He's going to be building Navari. I want to see some Rage Blades, if I'm being honest. Oh, it's a BT second here for J-Chan. I mean, it's a really tanky team. Rage Blade feels so good against the tanks. I ain't gonna lie. Dragon spawning in 3 minutes. I mean, the Dragon did go over to Vertigo, so they're one away from Soul Point right now. 4,000 gold lead for Mavericks, and most of that is sitting on their double marksman. 3,000 gold lead top lane and a 1,000 gold lead in the ADC role. I mean, almost 100 CS up in this top lane right now, but Ornn is always going to be a tanky CC menace who's also an assassin and a marksman and a bruiser, mage, all that. But gonna be Nautilus actually opting into the Shirelias this game. I don't think it's super necessary, considering Big Diff Energy's team comp really wants to jump in on you. So I'd almost always prefer going Locket here, but teach their own. Wants to have that move speed, wants to get the squad in. But I really do think counter engage is kind of the bread and butter of this blue team comp. But yeah, it's looking like a Flame Horizon here for the Tristana and just 2 CS. Oh, instantly going to use the cease and desist onto the Kai'Sa. But Kai'Sa has the ulti to get away, and a huge delay ult there from Heathen. The depth charge onto the entire team knocked them all up, so they couldn't follow up on the Vi engage. And it's just 2 ults for 2 ults. Jungler and support for ADC and support. But that should give them, some time to maybe set up some vision. Enemy team just all recalling here, and Big Diff Energy trying to do what they can to keep things going. Try to keep things going in their favor, because they have really been picking up a lot of things I feel like they shouldn't have been able to with like the deficits that they're facing. So props to them for keeping it up. It's going to be Black Cleaver or Sterex coming in next for Vertigo. I believe it's going to be Sterex. They really like Sterex for whatever reason. I mean, I like Sterex. I actually think it's pretty good, especially after the buffs. It's actually really broken. It's actually really, 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 really broken. They might just be able to chase him down. The Herald was used top lane. It's actually going to get a hit. They were too busy chasing after, and it turns out it's going to get a massive hit top lane. And they're also getting ran down mid lane a bit. We still haven't seen the Flame Horizon. 3 CS away. He's really trying his best to not let it happen. I think it's going to happen on this wave, though. 200 CS now for the Tristana, effectively Flame Horizoning. Spooky 69. J-Chan really just trying to put the team on his back right now. Are they going to be able to knock him up out of the W? Yes, they are. Into the ground. Has flash available, but it's going to flash right into the Vi Q. Into the ulti. Shut down for Vertigo. They are giving up Dragon for this, but they're going to instantly go on to the Baron. So are they going to be able to get there in time? I believe they should be. I don't know if they burn it. Actually, they do have Cassio with Lion Trees. They are burning this down. Are we going to be able to see Wukong get in range? No, we won't. They're not going to be able to get it. It's a kill and a Baron traded over for Dragon, and you will take that any day of the week if you're a big Diff Energy. But they're going to try to make sure they can't get all the recalls off. Vi does get the recall off for now. There's going to be the flash, the ulti, the Call of the Forge God being pulled up as well. They're going to get it onto the Xayah. The Dredge line comes in for the top laner. Top laner's lives get traded, but it's Baron for Dragon at the end of the day. And again, you will always take that trade. It is Rage Blade for the Kai'Sa, so I'm glad we got to see that. Navari Quick Blades coming out for Shifu. Vi really wants to look here. Has the Vault Breaker, big damage. Doesn't have the Cease and Desist available just yet. Oh, he's got the Hex Flash, but he's not quite going to commit it over the wall. Tristana can't quite get there in time. Doesn't have the TP available. Vertigo is about to have that ulti available and really wants to try to track these guys down. Isn't going to be able to, though. Smite is available for the Ornn whenever he gets the chance to be alive. And yeah, right now, I mean, we're just seeing a really good display from both teams of like understanding certain conditions and whatnot. And I really like the way that Red Team instantly committed to that Baron. They knew the enemy was going for the Dragon. They just committed 3 people to kill the Tristana top. And you got to think that's a pretty big mistake from the side of Mavericks, right? If you're planning to make a play around Dragon, then your top laner should just be playing safe, because the second top lane dies there, it opens up the free Baron. Now, if Tristana just stays safe, doesn't die, just stays off vision for a second, and then as you all are taking Dragon, can maybe look to contest or check the Baron a bit, make it a little harder. But we got a big old fight coming in. It's going to be all the ultimates being used. I cannot even use the Feather Storm going into the stasis. Right now, just Joshing going to get taken down. Double kill comes in. Heathen going to get taken low in a backside. Spooky doing what they can, but Thriller's still